Hi everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den and welcome to another Sunday project. This week we're going to make these beautiful handbags. I'm going to make another Christmassy one and I'm going to use the same colours that I did last week. I have a bit of that Merry Merlot paper left, cardstock, and that, so I thought I would make a nice Christmas handbag. These are really lovely. They open with a Velcro and they open here like so, and there's heaps and heaps of space in here for lots of things. You could put, you know, a lovely purse with some money in it, a lovely present, some perfume and some money if you wanted to. But I just thought they're so lovely for a girl. They're just so pretty and they're a lovely size. These measure just over 2.5 inches wide, 2¼ inches wide by 7¼ inches long, and in height they are 4 inches high. So I'm going to make you one of these in these dark colours here. So I'm going to show you what you need, and it's really not a real lot. So I've got a little bit of this ribbon. All of this is retired. The only thing that I'm using that isn't retired is my same set that I used last week, the Stars at Night, because I'm going to use this Merry Christmas, and the tailor-made tag dies, which are absolutely beautiful because you get 2 different shapes and you get 1, 2, 3, 4 sizes in them each, one with a nice curved top, one with a square top. These are for your reinforcing, which I've already done and reinforced on the back like so. So I'll pop that up there. So, and these are available in the current annual catalogue. So that's that, and I'm going to be stamping the only little bit of stamping on that tag in the Merry Merlot again. And this ribbon, this bit of is about, oh let's see, 20 inches long. So it's a guess. So this is all you need. Look, 3 pieces of card. So let me move that out of the way so I can read what I've got. So our first piece is 11 3/4 in length by 7 3/4 in width. And that's the front of the bag. For the back of the bag, our piece of card is 8 1/4 inches wide by 10 1/8 of an inch long. For the handle, you need a piece that is 10 3/8 of an inch long by 1 1/4 inches wide. And you'll need a bit of DSP, and I'm using the same one because it goes nicely with that. And this piece measures 7 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And I forgot to, oh no, I've got my corner around here. I was going to say I didn't have my corner around here, but I do. You'll also need, and I don't know what I did with it, I brought it over here, I know I did. Oh, here it is, a Velcro dot, because I don't like to use magnets. I have used magnets in the past, but you know, if you're going to give that to a child, you have to be so careful. So, and being this for Christmas, it'll probably go to a little girl. So I'm using a Velcro dot for that. Now, my bits that I'm using for on the bag, like, oh, let me grab this back. This one. These are from out of my stash, so they are not Stampin' Up products, not even retired Stampin' Up products. So that's all we need. So let me show you how to make this. Now there's a fair bit of a fair bit of scoring to do. So we want the piece for the front first, and we're going to score this on the long side here, which is the 11 3/4 side. So we're going to use our scoring tool with the small end, not the large one. And we're going to score this at 2 1/4 inches. And then we're going to score it at 9 1/2 inches. Okay, so then we're going to turn it onto the short side. And we're going to score this again at 2 1/4 inches. Whoops. Oops, that's an inch long. And 6 1/4 inches. And 7 inches. So then we're going to turn it back to the short side, and it doesn't matter which way around you've got this. We're going to fold this down at the second mark, at the 6 1/4 inch mark. We're going to push that down like so, and we're going to pop this back up here, and we're going to notch this at 1 1/8 of an inch and 10 5/8 of an inch. 5/8 of an inch. Okay, while we've got this piece, we're going to move the board out of the way. We'll finish off our scoring on this piece. So we are going to score this from this corner up to that notched mark, and then the same the other way, from that corner up to that notched mark. Okay, well, mine's a little bit out, so let me pop that one back in there and do that one again. There we go, that's better. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other end. So we're going to go from this corner up to that notch mark, and then we're going to turn that, I'm going to do it this way around, so I just find it easy, from that notch mark down to that corner. So our card piece looks like this. Okay, so before we go any further, we are going to do the cutting away on this piece before we start on the other piece. So first of all, we're going to cut up this bottom bit to the first score line, and this other one over this way to the score line, like so. We're then going to turn it around, and we're going to cut down this score line to the second score line, which is the notched line, and we're going to cut that piece right off. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other end. So we're going to cut down this one to the second score line and cut that piece off. Now while we've still got this flat, we're going to use our corner rounder to round these corners here and here. We'll find that it is, well, I'll move that out of the way. It's actually folds into the bag much nicer if that's rounded. There we go, so that's that. Alright, so now we're going to fold these ones. So it's easier to do the cutting before you fold these ones. That's why we do it that way, and then this one that way. So they actually are valley folds, those two. This is a mountain fold, so that's a mountain fold, and then our diagonal lines are valley folds. Once again, I have forgotten to bring something over to the table, because I think that this project goes to much better together with red liner tape. So I will get that in a moment after we've done all our scoring and everything. So we're going to fold that one up there, and this one here, this one back down. Make sure this one's nice and firm now, and this one above it, it's got the rounded edges on it. So that is the front of our handbag. Believe it or not, that's the front of our handbag. So let's pop that one on one side and bring in the back of the handbag. So I'm going to bring our scoreboard in again, and I've got to move that so I can read what I'm doing. I'm going to score this on the long side, which is the 10 1/8 inch side. And once again, we're going to be using that small ball, and this time we are going to score at 2 1/4 inches, 6 1/4 inches, and 7 inches. We're going to turn it onto the short side, and we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. So let's get that in that 1/2 inch mark, and 7 and, I can't read that, can't be 7.5 inches. Let's turn it around and score that at 1/2 inch. It should have been 7, oh, it doesn't say 7.5 inches, it says 7 3/4 inches. I don't know where my mind was reading. What did I read? 7 3/4 inches. Okay, so that is our piece for the back of the card. Let's move that out of the way. We've still got a little bit more scoring to do. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to, the end that's got the 2 score lines on it is going to be the top. This is the bottom. So at the bottom where we've got the 1 score line, we're going to cut away that piece just there. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to turn it around and we're going to cut away this section and this section. So we're going to cut down the side here to the 2nd score line and across like so. And we're going to do the same on the other side here. Get in there, making sure that you get a nice even, you know, cut down there. If you wanted to, if you feel comfortable, you can always do that on your trimmer, but I didn't think that it was necessary. So we're going to get rid of those bits, and on this end where you've got the 2, we're going to corner around this piece, not the small end, the larger end. Oops. Pop that in there and in there like so. And now we're going to fold and burnish all of these score lines. So this is the back of the card, back of the box I should say. Bag, whatever, it's a box bag, whatever you want to call it. Alright, now we're going to pop these ones in on the sides. Like so. So that is the bottom and the top, over the top flap. Alright, so we're going to pop that one on the one side and we will do the handle now. So we're going to bring in our scorer again, score board, and we're going to score this on the short side at 5/8 of an inch. Once again, making sure that we use the correct end. We're going to turn it this way and we're going to score this again at 5/8 of an inch and 9 3/4 of an inch. Alright, so we're going to fold and burnish this one. Along that line, and then again at that line there and there. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to glue this one together with a bit of glue. So we'll glue this one so that it makes a very sturdy handle. Oops, come on, get on the glue there, onto the piece of card. Pin in the glue, bring that over, pulling it down, and it's better if you actually use your bone folder to push that down nice and tight. While that's still soft, do our fold here again at each end. Okay, so we're going to do a bit more with that, but we're not going to do it just yet. Now I have to go and get my red liner tape, which is sitting on my other desk. I'll just go get it. Trust me to forget it. Never mind. Alright, so we're going to now assemble our bag. So I'm going to pop this down, pop that piece up. We want the back piece and we want these flaps, and I've got 1/2 inch red liner tape here. You can use the this is, yeah, this is 1/2 inch. You could use the 1/4 inch if you've got it. I've just run out, so, and this tab is 1/2 inch, so it's going to work out perfect. Cut that bit off and pop the one on this side. It's just that with this red liner tape, it does make the bag a lot sturdier than if you're using normal double-sided tape or even wet glue. So once you've done that, I like to push these down nice and hard, because I find that they actually stick a lot better when they're stuck down really nice and hard. Okay, so we know that that is the top of the box, the bag. We know that this here, this small flap, is the top of the bag. So what we need to do now is we are actually going to glue those two pieces together like so. So we're going to pull this tape off, if I can get it off, because I'm not the best at getting this off. Where is my tool? It's the only reason I don't like using red liner tape, because I find, because I get a lot of static, I find that it sticks to me. Okay, so we want to make sure that we line up this score line here and the top of this with the top of the piece that you've cut off there, as well as right along that score line there. Once you've done that, we can now push that down nice and hard like so. We're going to turn this over. We're going to bring this fold in and this one over, and we're going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to turn it upside down because it's actually easier for me. And I'm going to move this out of the way a second while I pull this tape off. Come on. Come on, come to mummy. That's what I say to my dog too. Alright, so now that we've got that off, and it's luckily today it's not sticking to me too badly. I'm going to bring this down, and once again we're going to make sure that this line here, this cut line, matches up with this, you can't see it very well, matches up with the second score line down and the top of the cut on here. I'm just turning this around for me. This has got to be done the other way around for me. I'm sorry. And all the way down on that side like so. Once you've done that, just give that a nice burnish down on both sides like so. And we have our box now, our bag. So we know this is the front of the bag. So this piece, this flap here, needs to go out of the way. Right out of the way, and we're going to bring in this bottom ones like so. Now you can red liner tape these, but I find just gluing them actually works fine. So I'm going to pop some glue on these flaps, these side flaps, like so. And then with the back one, I'm going to bring that over, making sure that it's nice and square on the sides here. Can you see that? It's nice and square on those sides. Bringing it over, opening the box up at the top so that I can make sure they're down nice and firm inside there like so. Once you're happy with that, you can turn the box back this way. And we're going to make sure that's going to fold over there nicely, and then we're going to pop more glue, and I find more is better, but as I say, if you wanted to use red liner tape here, go right ahead. I just find with the sides of the box, it just glues so much better with the red liner tape. I'm going to put the pin in this glue because it's warm today again. Well, I guess we are coming to the middle of spring now, so there we go. Pop that down, and once again I'm going to give that a good push down like so. Once you're happy with that, what we're going to do is we're going to actually fold those sides in like so, and this piece here then rolls over and down the back of that box, like so. It's the first time is a little bit fiddly. I just find it's a tiny little bit fiddly the first time around. There we go. We got that side in. Oh no, and then we got that side out again. There, come on, in you go. There we go. See, we've got that in nicely across there, and our box comes across like so. So we've got a clutch bag without a handle, if that's what we want. Okay, so now we're going to pop our piece of designer series paper on the front. So we're actually going to make sure you've got your pattern, if you've got a directional pattern, so that the short side, the height is the correct way. So our pattern is going landscape. So I'm going to round the corners on this one, and I'm going to pop this onto the front of my bag here, like so, with a nice edge all the way around. I've got an itchy nose again. It's just a hay fevery season, and it's just sort of getting there a little bit. Now once again, this bag I'm doing for Christmas, as we're coming into the Christmas season, but it could be done for anything, you know. But you make a lovely 21st birthday present for somebody, or an 18th, or even a 16th, I think. You know, someone that's coming of that age when they want handbags and things like that. So I'll just pop that down nice and firm, like so. Now if you were going to put magnets on this, I would suggest you put your magnet underneath the designer series paper, and then we would put the other one here, and then put another piece of this card over the top of it so that it can't be seen. But I'm not using that. I'm using my Velcro, wherever I did with that again. Oh, there we go, there it is. So I'm going to do my Velcro now. So I've got a black one, and this one measures 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to pop one piece. I'm not going to measure it. I'm going to eyeball it. You can sort of eyeball it if you want, or you can, if you feel that you want to, you can measure it. Once you're happy with where it is, pull the other side off, making sure that that's all tucked in underneath there. Bring that over like so, and give it a good rub down. That way you can pull it open, and you can open the box up and just give it a nice press down on both sides. Then you can pop your box back together again, and as you can see, it goes in better the second time around. It just needs that little bit of encouragement of where to go. Okay, so now we're going to do the handle. So we've done our handle like this, and it's nice and dry now. So we're going to use our bone folder to give this a bit of curve. So we're going to curve between those two marks, those two, whatever you call them, bits that are coming out the side, tabs. Okay, and then this is going to sit on here like so. So we're going to put some, I'm going to put red lemon tape on these, because again it's stronger, and you really need something quite strong on these tabs. So I'll cut that one, and this is where the 1/2 inch one comes in really handy, and that one there. Now with our handle too, I'll just pop the end on there so I don't lose it. With our handle, and I'll just rub them down, you need to make sure that your join area, if you can see it, where mine's glued together so well you can't hardly see it, is at the back of the bag, at the back. Once you're happy that you've got that on there, pull one off. I'm going to open my bag up again, mainly because it's just easier. I can pop that down there like so and press hard. Pull the other one off. Get off my finger. So I've got static, like I don't know what some days. pop that one down there, making sure it's up against the edge of the bag on each side, and press down nice and hard. Once you're happy with that, we've got our bag just about finished. All we're going to do now is we're going to do our little bit of stamping. So I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas onto my tag here, which on the block already. So just going to pop that in there like so. Then I'm going to thread my ribbon through the hole, and I'm going to, now this will depend on how much you want. I think I've got way too much ribbon here, but I want it to sit down a bit, so I'm actually going to do it about like there. So what did I say I had? 20 inches. Come here. So I'm going to tie it in a double knot, and that's all. And cut that off. So we've got probably you only really need 10 inches if you're going to have a small tag just like that on there. Okay, so while that's sitting there, I'm just going to pop my little gems, one on each corner so that they look like studs, one on each piece here and here, just so they look like studs. How gorgeous is this looking? And then my larger one, and this is entirely up to you. You could leave it plain if you wanted to. You could put a flower on there or anything you like. Now I'm going to open this up so that I can get this roughly where it goes over the thing. And there's my bag. Look at that. How gorgeous. I am so happy with the way that's turned out, and it's so lovely. I love it. There's a tiny little bit of thing there I don't like. That's it. I've got that. So that's my handbag. It's a lovely Christmassy one. I've put the Merry Christmas on there, so you could give that to somebody with a, you know, some hankies and some perfume or some hand cream or whatever you like, really. So let me get the other two so you can see that I've done these. This one I've just put a ribbon around it. This one hasn't got anything around it. Look, I've still got red tape coming out everywhere. And this one I put the flower on. So it will go with the flower. It will go with a large Diamantes thing here. For Christmas, birthdays, any reason really. A lovely idea for an older person, and put a few things in it, you know, for them, you know, like some hand cream and maybe some talcum powder or something like that. And I just thought they were great, and if you've enjoyed that, I'm happy with that too. So if you would like the written tutorial for this project, head down to Di's Den for stamping, crafting and tutorials. Let me lay that down so you can see it. You'll find the link down below. That's my Facebook group. It will go live the same day as the video does. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this project. Leave me a comment. I do answer all comments, even if it is just to say thank you very much for what you say. And I'm open to criticism too. So if you don't like the project, just tell me, and at least I can say, well, thank you for that. I'll take that on board, or I don't really like what you're saying, but never mind. And that's it. If you would like to know more about Stampin' Up, you can contact me. You'll find my contact details down below as well. You can always email me, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.